least it has a touch screen. Oh.
The train leaves the station whether or not you're ready.
Yeah, it's okay.
But I will tell you though, Paul, it is it is like gorgeous weather out there for March 92nd or whatever we're on. At this point, like I
It's
am.
gonna be better this weekend, dude.
I know, it's the grass is going to be cut, the cars are going to be washed. I'm just going to do everything I can to not be sitting under LEDs. I don't know whatever these things are. It's good.
Yeah, how are we doing?
So I tried to hack your Xbox earlier today.
I see, because of the code thing.
So
that I published on the web.
Yeah, the first boot thing.
Yeah.
Did you change those letters intentionally?
I did not.
No, because what I was, I legitimately opened up my Xbox little thing, and when I was trying to scan it and take control,
See if it worked.
No, it didn't.
Well, yeah, I mean, I assume those letters are different every time because that's at least the third time I've done it on that particular box. But let me.
But yeah, no, I was trying to take it over, and it kept failing.
Yeah.
Which is unfortunate because I was really looking forward to. How long do you think this generation is going to be? 7 years, something like that. Just keep remotely turning on and off.
Just do it every once in a while.
Yeah.
Well, there's a reason I did that screenshot with the Xbox One S and not the X. Actually, the reason is I've installed more games on the other one, and I didn't want to go through that again.
Which did you see? So the PlayStation 5 reviews came out, and the PlayStation 5. So correct me if I'm wrong. The Xbox Series X has like around 800-ish gigs free.
Yeah, I think it's just over 800. Yeah. Actually, it's 829, right, for PlayStation?
Something. It's like 600 and something. Like it's like 200. Yeah, it's like 200 gigs less. 150.
Oh, yeah. So I meant to address that somewhere. Someone asked me why the operating system would need so much space, right? It doesn't. So actually, a chunk of that is also reserved for that quick resume stuff. So one of the strengths of this generation is that when you can stop a game, go to a different game, and go back to the first one, and it's still kind of sitting there where it was. Not possible with the Xbox One consoles, and it needs some storage space for caching. By the way, one feature that the PlayStation does not have.
Yeah, is that the quick resume feature?
Quick resume, yeah.
I will say though, the PS5 dashboard does kind of look better than the Xbox, because it's simpler
cleaner.
And just.
Yeah, I agree.
Not so much.
But I mean, not that you could make it look exactly like the PlayStation one, but it's kind of like when you bring up Edge and you can be like, I want a bunch of junk, or I want it to be really Spartan looking. You can kind of do that with the Xbox too. So if you want like a dynamic background with wallpaper and blah blah blah, you can have that if you want it. But if you don't, like you can actually.
Do people just stare at the wallpaper? Like I rarely see it.
To me, it's the thing that gets in the way of me getting to the game. So. And that's another nice thing about this generation, at least on the Xbox side. You get by it really quick. PlayStation or Xbox One, it was like, So
Paul, you want to know how they made the Xbox Series X and S dashboard so much faster?
I have. Okay. Why? How?
You might be thinking, and you're wrong, that it's like the CPU that's like 70 times faster, or the storage that's 100 times faster, or whatever. It's actually because they pulled out all that mixer integration.
So we're doing a live show, and if you see a shovel come out of nowhere and hit Brad right in the back of the head, I think I have a suspect. Well, I didn't know where you were going with that.
Yeah,
they moved it from JavaScript to TypeScript.
No, it was Mixer was the downfall.
Mixer integration.
Yeah, I'm sure once they link it into AWS, it'll be much faster with Twitch.
Yikes.
I would imagine. I don't think you can. Well, I think you can stream to Twitch, can't you?
I think so.
So
that's something I should probably look at.
Yeah, or YouTube. YouTube honestly would be more beneficial for what we do, but.
I think I mentioned. I told you I had this problem where, it was you. I had. Run out of space for my shots and recordings, and I was like, what the hell? So I went and looked at it, and what's up in the Xbox Cloud goes back to when the Xbox One X launched. So it's 3 years of data. The first game that's in there is Call of Duty World War II. I take screenshots every once in a while. Occasionally I'll do a little video thing if it's like a little highlight reel or something. But God, dude, it is so ponderous to get rid of that stuff. Like, there's no good way to do it. There's no web interface where you can be like, select it all, kill it. You know, um, it's and if you use the Xbox app, which is now an optional install. No, sorry, the Xbox console companion, which is not an optional. I'm sorry, that's in Windows. If you go down to the bottom, you scroll all the way down. So you have 3 years of stuff. You go all the way to the bottom. You're like, all right, select it very slowly. The content appears. You click delete. It's like, are you sure? You're like, yep. And then it goes back to the top of the list. So you have to scroll down. Like if you, because I want to delete from the back, right?
Right.
Oh, it's terrible. It's terrible. I'm not going to live long enough to delete this content. I think I'm just going to stop taking screenshots. It's like I can't. It's like unbelievable.
I'm sure your wife will be very saddened that you have to delete all those memories of. I'm assuming they're all like KDs, like where you just totally destroyed the room and you kind of.
They are, yeah. Like a lot of them are just screen boards where it's like I had 48 kills and 5 deaths, and the next guy down had like a negative KD. My team won like 1,000 to 2. You know
what they really need to integrate into Xbox, the share feature. You should be able to share that directly to LinkedIn, because who else cares about your KD?
Someone who has analytical skills, maybe a little Excel experience, and a positive KD in any Call of Duty.
I'm telling you.
And I'd be like, oh, I don't really know Excel that well. Damn it. So close.
I missed opportunity. That's all I'm saying. AMD released, well, they're officially out now. They're 5000 series chips, which if you're building a gaming rig, or honestly probably any rig at this point, because they're usually less expensive than Intel. I feel like the last generation chips, it's like, okay, it kind of goes either way. I mean, AMD probably had an advantage or whatever, but I feel like if you're building a new machine, like that 5000 series is probably where I would definitely recommend.
Yeah, and not just for gamers, like you said. I mean, creative types. If you're doing any Adobe stuff, editing, whatever. I mean, I would. Can't believe I'm saying this. Like, I mean, AMD has really just kind of turned it on.
I think you got to give AMD more real credit. It's like 3 years ago they turned it on, because it's not like they went last week to the chip factory and be like, hey, you know what, we want to beat Intel. Like, can you just make that happen? Like, this is years upon years of research and development.
Well, Surface Laptop 3 is the first one that has the AMD chip. Is that right?
Yeah,
it's
not
that good. That good. The 3000 series is not that good.
No.
But the 4000 series on laptops and now the 5000 series on desktop, these Ryzen processor families are unbelievable.
Yeah,
unbelievable.
It's I don't know. I'm waiting for the full benchmarks. I think third-party benchmarks, because I don't think they're out yet on their new GPUs that just came out to go up against NVIDIA. I think NVIDIA has them like still on the edge of like extreme performance, but for like your mainstream, even like 4K mainstream
kind of thing, or whatever, however you want to, the value for how much you have to spend. I bet they're right there. Most people aren't going to buy the most expensive one. They're going to buy something in the middle, and I bet that's where AMD comes out ahead.
Yeah, because I believe that they were still competitive even with the 3080. Now, the 3090, I don't believe so. I could be wrong on that. Could be wrong. But I think the 3080, which is what probably more of the high-end gamer is going to buy. Some people will buy a 3090, I guarantee it. But 3080 is probably, more people than 3070 is probably the mainstream. And they're definitely competitive in that environment. So,
Brad, I can't let another day go by before I forget to mention this yet again. You're too young to have grown up watching Happy Days, but I assume that you were at least passingly familiar with the show. Have you heard of it? Are you? I mean,
it's the opposite of 2020.
What? The opposite of 2020?
It's called Happy Days. We are in.
Oh, 20. I see. I thought 2020, the TV show.
Oh,
yeah. But Happy Days was late 70s and then went through the mid 80s. TV comedy set in 1950s Milwaukee. Fonzie and Richie and Ralph and Malph and Potts. Okay. So Henry Winkler, the guy who played the Fonz, inexplicably is the coolest guy in the world. The guy's like 4'5", whatever. But he was like the coolest guy in the world. But one of the little comedic bits that they had, which I thought was delightful as a child, and I'm sure if I watch it now I'd throw up in my mouth, is Fonzie could never admit that he was wrong. So when the comedy to that is he would be like, like he couldn't even say it, right? Because that's how stupid the show was. But I'm reminded of that because you recommended that I wear headphones when I play video games. And
Go on.
I just don't. and I was it's I'm wearing, I have two pairs of these because this is actually kind of falling apart. So I grabbed a second pair. I'd never taken it out of the box. And I thought, you know what? This might not be a bad alternative because I don't like the big over the air things.
Yeah.
And these are, they're light and I can still hear outside what's going on and stuff. So 3-4 days ago, plugged it into the controller. The interesting thing about Xbox, I never did this before, so I just didn't know this, but the sound comes right out. It's fine. It works. And you have all these different headphone choices for technology, Dolby Atmos, Windows Sonic for headphones, and I think a couple of others. And so you have to turn down the sound in the display, and then it just comes out of the headphones. And it's awesome. Like I feel stupid. Mostly because it's painful how right you were.
It's a big difference. It really is.
It really is. And and on my previous display, it had. I've used external speakers before. The previous display had decent stereo separation on speakers that kind of faced out on the side, and to me that was good enough. But in Call of Duty, you can hear things. I can hear things I've never heard before in the game. And I'm not just talking obvious things like directional audio, like you hear shooting and it's coming from that direction and you know to turn that way because someone's over there, whatever. I don't mean the obvious stuff. I mean like there are little like drippy sounds if you're near water or if rain sounds in lightning and thunder. And I went into, this is a level I've played approximately 3 million times, went through a room and heard a phone ringing. And I actually stopped to look at it, and there's a phone sitting there, and it's ringing. I've never heard this before. It's like I got new ears for my ears.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, Brad, I guess what I'm trying to say is I was rude.
There's a couple other things, too, that are fun to do. My wife hates it, and I don't get to do it too often because I usually play game like late at night when she's already sleeping, and like where I game is right below the bedroom. But so I'll play with headphones on, but I still have a Sonos 5.1. And so you can turn that thing up and so you can still hear like the sub hitting, like, feeling the vibration. So you kind of get the whole.
Yeah. This is, this opens up some interesting things because I'm going to put the Xbox One S out in the living room. It doesn't have optical audio out like Xbox One did, which is a little bit of a problem, but I think, I have to play with it. So I guess it does HDMI, CEC, and all that stuff. So you can go with it. It should be okay. But like, I do want to. Now I want to do like a surround thing now. Like, I just never done this. I don't know. Maybe I need a gaming chair.
How long have you been playing Xbox? Like 20 years, something.
Brad, how long has there been an Xbox? No,
That's what I was just trying to
switched
think.
over at the 360. So 2005, 15 years.
15 years and just now discovered headphones. That's great. That's great. See, now what you need to do is go download and archive all the screenshots of your KD and then compare them using Excel.
Oh, that's the other thing I wanted to tell you.
Yeah.
This is actually a big part of why I'm telling you this. When I first turned this on, the first couple of games, I was awful. Like I think there was just too much sensory stuff going on. Like it threw me off.
It's just like a toddler coming into the world.
It's like like you see those videos of the kid who's like deaf and he gets a cochlear implant and they can hear for the first time and he's like, oh my god, what is all this stuff? That quickly fixed itself, and honestly, I find this is a really hard thing to explain. But like if you're, again, we're talking about a video game here, folks, don't get excited. But you're shooting somebody like a character in the game, and there's like a visceral connection between the sound and that you're hitting something and that is clear in the headphones that you don't. It helps you. Yeah. It helps you aim.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't even make sense what I'm saying, but I'm telling you, like I feel a stronger connection between like sight and hearing. It really is. And I'm not even using nice headphones. Like it's and the other thing is, my God, like the quality of the sound is so good. So like again, I'm talking about a video game. I don't own guns really, but you're firing a gun and like on this thing, it's like tick, 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 tick. And when you're in the headphones, it's like boom, 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 boom. Like it's like this awesome deep sound, It's incredible. let's move on. I'm sorry.
See, what you need to do now is start documenting your KD to see when it goes up, because then you can just start sharing it to LinkedIn.
Get that job. What is this magical company?